Hello, good afternoon, everyone. This is your instructor for the content and pedagogy for the mother tongue, and we can also consider this subject under MTB-MLE. So, as teachers to be sa elementary grades, so kailangan natin na matuto sa mga pedagogies at saka yung content mismo kung alin ang ituturo natin sa mga bata, lalong-lalo na pag ginagamit natin yung mother tongue natin. So, sa mother tongue, very important na matukoy natin yung target audience natin. Kasi for example, in the context of Bisaya, mga Bisaya, so yung mga vocabulary, yung content, pedagogy ay uh, suited sa ganyang klaseng audience. So if you are Waray, Iligaynon, because Philippines has so many languages na doon tayo magfo-focus. So pag ikaw ay isang Mandaya tapos nandun ka sa lugar ninyo in your own context. So basically, ang ituturo mo na mother tongue is yung Mandaya. Kasi yun ang target audience mo. So Bisaya is Bisaya. So oh. Pero dito sa atin sa parts of Davao Oriental, halo-halo. Merong Bisaya, merong Mandaya, and nagko-code switch tayo, meaning code switching meaning from first language to other language, or from katulad ngayon nagtatagalog, nagfi-Filipino, tapos magko-code switch ako into Bisaya. So pwede ra kayo na. So still acceptable, no? So the way na magti-teach tayo sa ating mga students, pwede tayo mag-code switching, no? Ayan, because our objective is to be understood lang man, no? To be understood. Now, theories, we start this subject from the theories and principles of MTB-MLE. So, as part of this prelim coverage, so we have three, A, B, and C: language identity, um, sociological niya nga perspective and cultural, and then first language acquisition and literacy development. Paano natin na-acquire yung language natin? Sa socio and cultural, basically, language is the indicator of the society or the culture. So, walang culture if walang language. Walang language, wala din culture, vice versa. So, language development and second language. Okay? So, start from the language and identity, sociological and cultural perspectives of language. So, ano ay yung language talaga na maraming definitions ng language. Depende na ito sa context. Yes, many authors, different authors define language. Language is considered as one of the elements of culture. So, yung nasabi ko, pag merong kultura, merong lengguwahe. Walang kultura pag walang lengguwahe, because this is the determinant. This is the determinant of a certain culture. Sample, Bisaya ta. Bisaya. Sige Bisaya. Daghan na kitag mga idioms ng mga Bisaya. No? Daghan na kitag mga expressions, mga jargons sa mga Bisaya. Gani, marami ng mga languages na variants sa Bisaya. No? Mga Digimon, mga inana, mga Galingo. It's acceptable because that's part of our culture. No? From our Bisaya language, nagvo-variants, parang virus lang. Merong mga variants, and these variants are being used now and then in the society, being understood by many, and then it becomes part of our culture. So ganun ka importante yung language. So kung walang language, then we are unknown. Hindi natin kilala yung sarili natin kasi hindi naman tayo mag-communicate. Yan. So next is, language is part or is the primary tool used in the communication process. Of course, this is the tool for us to be understood by others. from the very first from the very start of our journey, our life here on earth, meron talagang importante yung language. So survival, part of our survival in our life is language, no? Communication, no? Sa bata pa, no, na di ka nang mga isang tubig magmamam, mamam, that's language. Mamam, mamam, mamam. Ano kay balom ka nga language siya because parents understand that the child is thirsty, no? By that expression lang ng mamam. So na-survive, hantod karon nag-survive ta. We evolve because of our language. We express our thoughts, our emotions, our knowledge. Then we use code, no? Culture and symbols, language, no? We use that kanang sa kultura nato, sample yang sa sa dagmay, your identity sa mga Mandaya. Sa Bisaya sa ato ang ato ang mga culture, daghan tong mga cultures, no, na ato ang used to for us to survive. Symbols, sa letters, mga words, mga na itong ginagamit. Part of this language. Example, now, by so many languages we use, then the question is, paano natin maiintindihan ang bawat isa? That's why we have the universal language, no? Murag siya aming daog, no? In the world perspective, murag ning supang gyud, mas matindi talaga ang paggamit ng English. That is why for us to be understood by other countries, we use this universal language. Di ka pwede magbisaya sa mga kano. Gawas lang ang kano nga na-used to sila sa tuwang kultura. Di ka pwede magbisaya sa mga sa Japanese, no? Nga ilan Nihongo sila. That's why di makabalo Bisaya. So we try to speak the language, the English language, because that is the common expression, the common language that is understood by many. Muna, we must establish commonality in language to communicate. Without this commonality, maglisod ta, no? That is why ang tower sa Babel nahugno tungod kay wala na sila common language. They speak variants of languages nga wala na sila nagyud nagasinabot og nahukno ang tower. So ingon niya na ang ka-importante sa language, no? That is why mother tongue gi-promote nato tungod kay this is our own culture. So we embrace our own culture. This is our own language, no? Sa tuang province, sa probinsya nato. Na why not use it, no? Kung ang problema dili ta kabalo mo English, problema ba ang progress? Dili, no? Why? Ano man ang Japan, ano man ang China. They use their own language but still they are progressive, no? That's the irony. Irony nga nganong kita magbisaya to si. That's why we try hard to speak the language, to speak the foreign languages. Pero ingnon nga bright that remember again language, it's to speak the language is not a measure of intelligence, no? Ano lang siya, part of the intelligence, but this is not the measure of the intelligence. Germany, no, they use their own language but tanawa ilahang progress sa technology, no? US, they speak their own language and we avail their language, then they go to moon, no na siya kakulba nila. So we embrace our language, ato ang gaksun na to ang language, then mag-progress ta. Ano na ang konsepto. What are the linguistic elements of language? So we have 5. One is phonology. Phonology. Second is morphology. Third is syntax. Fourth, semantics. 5 or 5th, pragmatics. What is phonology? Phonemes, sound. That's the keyword, sound. Sound system of language. Giunsa pag-produce ang sound, no? Kung mayroon kag letter S, inana siya. Letter T, no, nana ang pagtudlo sa mga bata. M, N, nasal. So inana under na siya sa phonology. Okay, the sound system of the language. So this pertains to the articulators located in our tongue and our mouth, no, inana siya. Second is morphology, the study of structure of language. So structure sa words, no? Structure niya, structuring, sige lang. meron tayong mga examples, concrete examples later on. Syntax, study of the structure of sentences. In other words, ang sunod na sentences or sentence, syntax na. Semantics, the meaning of words, the meaning of language, ang kahulugan sa pulong. No? Daghang mga pulong nga parehas, magtuon nimo parehas pero dili parehas. Pero pagtuon nimo mauna dili parehas siya. Ah, di ba na? Pragmatics, the appropriate use of language in different contexts. So this is how the language being used in the context. That's pragmatics, practice. No? Phonology, so the smallest unit of speech called phonemes. That is why in this video, letter S, T, P, N, M, A, the A, I, E, O, na nasa like kaugalingon ng mga sound. They have their own individual sounds. And when you combine these sounds, we create a word. No, we create a word. So that's how phonology works. Second is morphology, morphemes. So when we say morphemes, we have two types, the free and the bound. The free makabarog siya siyang kaugalingon, meaning we can understand that word itself. When we read the word, makasabot na dayon ta. No? Wala daghan pangutana. Dili putol, buo siya nga word. So makabarog siya. That's free. Yung kag bound, meaning bound. Pero gihiktan siya. Gihiktan. May ano siya, may root. Now, ang free, for example, boy, girl, car, idea, run, walk, big, quick. So these mere words, no, when we read these mere words, meaning we understand them. No, samo kay manok, no, yag nga ko diri sa sulod. Then the bound is na siya derivational o inflectional. Sa derivational, meaning derivation. Ang word gi-derive. Derive. Si for example, na type prefixes, derivational prefixes ragunag sa fixes. Umayong ka unhappiness, meaning the word unhappiness na siya an nga prefix. Napud siya suffix ito sa ness, no? Ness, suffix. Meaning kani nga mga prefix na kani nga mga suffix attachments ni sila, honestly derivation para makabuo og another word. So that's it. No? That's the explanation. These are attachments to create another word. Kung sa mo nga word, mahimo to siyang free nga word actually. No? Free. Inflectional, dirita katong sa plural form of the word, butag S, or katong mga na mga inflection, na apostrophe, na mga possessive. So for example, yours. So, nato bitaw na yours truly kanang yours. Dili siya yours. James Anthony or Anthony's apostrophe S possessive. Na si possessive, possession, meaning iha Anthony's pen, meaning the pen is owned by Anthony. Na diri siya na belong sa inflectional. No? Plural form, meaning mudugang kag S word sa noun, under siya sa inflection. Sa ing, run, running, then past form, present form, ed, kaning ed, past form, sa mga regular verbs, no, na inflectional tawag siya. So i-remember lang with a free and bound, free meaning it can stand alone, bound meaning the suffix and the prefix, and the inflectional. Ana lang ang morphology, no, the structure of word. Next is syntax. Syntax. Ang syntax is the arrangement of words in the sentence. Meaning arrangement man siya, dunay sentence, meron tayong sentence, and then how this sentence form, no? How this sentence form. Unsay naa sa iya, anong nandyan? Example, the dog will run in that field. Meaning, we have the, this is the determiner, the, yung an, the, og determiners ang tawag sa ilaha. No? Dog, what part of speech? Noun. Will, What part of speech will the tense future. Tense na tawag siya future. Will. Pwede po siya tawagon siya auxiliary. EUX for shorten. Shorten mo siya. EUX auxiliary. Run, of course, this is verb. In, preposition. Familiar naman mo na. Because I have told you to review the parts of speech because that is very important. No? Sa syntax pa lang daan, no? Tanaw, isa-isahon. I-dissect ang sentence. That, determiner. Pwede siya imong determiner. Then, field, noun. That is why the parts of speech now becomes, the prerequisite of this subject. No? Kinahanglan na ito mailhan unsa ang parts of speech. Next, semantics, meaning. Semantics, meaning. A single word has different meaning. Sample, mammal. A mammal is an animal. A mammal is a bear. Mammal is a cat. Mammal is a whale. Then a mammal has vertebra. No? Cat has fur. Bear has fur. So this part of the semantics that the meaning of mammal uh, has networks of meaning. The animal, kan siya. So fish lives in water. So inana sa mga kasi manok yung sabong tungro. So inana ang semantics class. Meaning of the words, the language itself, meaning. The carabao is flying. Semantically wrong, no? Semantically wrong siya pero syntactically correct. Why? Because it follows the rule. The carabao, the determinant, the carabao, noun is na siya a verb, flying is a verb, no? Ning follow siya sa rule. So syntactically correct but semantically wrong. So inana ang semantics. Pragmatics. Language used understood by context, meaning example, oh, hi Mark, how are you? Hey Linda, I'm doing fine. And you? No? Greetings. In language class natin ginatawag og politeness, no? Politeness is used in conversation. When we converse, when we talk to one another, we must be polite. Morning, good afternoon. No, labi na karon nga mga panahon na sa chat box. Afternoon, may I request ana. Politeness is under pragmatics. No, we use language politely. No? Pragmatics. Kanang being rude is under pragmatics. Why that president is being rude or rude according to many, no? Inaana sila. Unsa din naa siya? That's pragmatics. That's his style. Pragmatics yan. No? Dili ta maging close-minded when it comes to pragmatics because that is again part of culture. Ang akong pinasingka, dunggabon ta kakaron. No? Inaana bitaw mga sana nga sa Ilonggo ba na or sa mga isog waray dunggabon ta ka na. Ninana siya. That pragmatics pero wa ka kabalo suko ba ka siya o lipay ba ka siya. So that's again pragmatics. So why is language culture based? No? Anong kinahanglan sa language ang culture? Nung culture based siya. Understanding is the core of meaning. A two-way process. Meaning there is a speaker and listener. Communication would be possible without these two elements. The interlocutors. In linguistics, it's called interlocutors. Speaker and listener. So, communication can only be happen when there is a speaker and a receiver. No? Listener. New meaning are continually created as we change our ideas, feelings, and activities. Very self-explanatory. Pasuko ta, express itong ideas, ang feelings, activities. Naga-change na siya. No? Naga-change. What is the language environment? All languages take place within a particular environment. So for example, the priest, dito gid siya magbutang sa church. Instructor, dito gid siya sa classroom. Nagid siya classroom. Ingon niya na. Sa mga politician, dito sa politics na siya, dito na magdiskurso na sila. So naa siya environment, no? Ano siya mga environment. Mga artista, nasa lay kaugalingon nga environment, no? Ilang mga words diya, mga jargon, wa ta kasabot siguro diya, no? Sa mga tambay, na po na sa lay kaugalingong environment. Yung kag isjol, palog, intib, wa ta kabaluan na, pero sa mga term na sa mga tambay, isjol, gis, palog, 50, no? Na may bulig sa kalibo. Mo na siya lahi na sa environment. Then elements, four elements that made up language environment by Neil Postman na sa iyang book na Language and Education. Kanido nga mga elemento ha, mo din nakahimo og environment. Dunay no? Ang language environment comprise people, comprise their purpose, no? Ano nagistoryahan na sila, the rules of communication by which they achieve their purpose, then actual talk used in the situation. So for example, na meeting, no, or plenary session, na sila purpose kanang naa sila diha na tao na purpose na sila vision na sila mission na sila agenda, no. And this becomes now the language environment. Meaning there is a group of people talking to an agenda, no, their purpose. Then the actual talk is the situation, no. Inana. Sa ngayon na to ni o dili. Ayan. Then appropriate language. Appropriate words used in a society to function. If there is there is impolite words, then use euphemism. Meaning katong mga euphemism, inoffensive word or phrase. Katong di na to katong mga euthanasia ba, inana ba? Euphemism sila. Mercy killing katong inana nga mga euphemism. Euphemism, agency's term is a double speak, used to further evil ends. Sample, Hitler, the phrase final solution, no? Euphemism is final solution. Pero ang meaning di ay is killing of all Jews, gypsies, homosexual in Nazi Germany. So, gaan kay hindi mo siya paminahon pero lain di ay og meaning. That's euphemism. What are styles, rules, and group members in communication? So, doon natay we have 4. The gender, age, social status, and religion. Gender, according to Tanen 2009, when women have conversations, they use the language of rapport talk. Rapport talk, meaning designed to lead to intimacy with others, to match experiences, to establish relationships. So, pag nail babae, no, naisay babae, magkigistorya siya sa lalaki, or sa iyang ipang istorya, magchika-chika na siya, ang iyang design is to engage, to establish relationship, no? Matingal na kanihilak na lang siya kay tungod nakikuan, nakigsimpatiya na pud siya sa imuha. That's a girl talk. That's rapport talk. However, boys daw, when men speak, report talk. The speaker's goal is to maintain status, to demonstrate knowledge and skills, and to keep the center stage position. Sa lakta doon sila magbot-bot, burit-burit. Skills ang istoryahan, imba-imba dito, nag-email na, skill na, gipang hawad mo computer, hawad mo panday, hawad mo guba, hawad mo ayo, mga laki. Report na ila, report talk. Pero gumaintain na silang pride. No. Hawad ko ani, kabalo ko ani. Na siya. na siya inana nga mga tendency. Men, this according to Tanen 21, no? Age, have you noticed that when adults are with babies, their language style changes? No? This is very noticeable actually. No? Pantigulang na makigistorya og bata, isa-isahon na gyud na baby, gutom na, baby, ana, dili fluent ang speaking ba sa mga adults. Isa-isahon ang word putol-putolon aron masabtan sa bata. Mao na yung pasabot sa age, no? Adults adjust his or their would adjust their style of languaging. The term is languaging, no? Para ma-understand sila. No, water, no, baby water, ana, no? Pero madulod sa mga dagko nga mga kaistorya, mga dinagko na pud mga bigsuon na kining basahon gikan sa bersikulo 1 hantod sa may nana mga style. Lain naman pud ang audience. That is why when we teach we must consider, we must assess what kind of audience we have. Kung elementary, tanaw ni mo ang edad sa mga bata, haom ba niya akong topic? Tama ba nis para sila? Masabtan ra ba ko? Kung dili ko masabtan mo, adjust na po ka sa imong mga IMs, instructional materials nimo, mo adjust na po ka sa imong how the way you teach imong pedagogy, sa imong content masiglisod ra, no? Ingon niya na. Social status perceived to have certain hierarchy. That is why example is English have more career opportunities globally. Korean, Mandarin, Yongo, no? Even in the online teaching, online jobs, English yung ginapangita. Patudloon ka to Singapore, Taiwan. No, meaning perceived to be hierarchical siya. Nasa hierarchy, taas ang iyang status sa language. Wala na iambot pasabot. Sa religion, it develops linguistic theory on metaphysical and moral mysteries, and their key role is thought and action. Dunay lingwahe ani sa religion. Why? Nakabantay ba mo kung maminaw mo sa pari, miminaw mo sa mga sisters, mga religious group, maapektuhan ang imuhang the way you think, the way you act, maapektuhan. Minumduman man nimo ang ay dili biya ni pwede. Ay di biya ni pwede no. Ay ang 10 commandments nag-ingon. Meaning na ay influence karon ang language nga gigamit sa religion diha sa imuhang kinabuhi, no? Na si linguistic theory yan, metaphysical. Though metaphysical siya, we cannot touch it because it's beyond our comprehension, that is beyond our imagination. The moral, the mysteries, we can understand that without our faith. So meaning ato ang gina-practice ang unsa ang gitudlo sa tuwa. That's part of the religion, no? Teaching. What are cognates? The term cognates Latin cognatus, means blood relative, parehas, no? Kaya naman tay mga terms nga kuan nga parehas sila pero dili sila parehas actually. Descended from original language, same linguistic family po sila. Words that are orthographically and semantically similar. Ito ning orthography. Spelling niya orthography. Then semantically, the meaning similar. Two languages because of shared etymology. Etymology is the source, the origin of the language. Now we have classification of cognates. We have one is true cognates. Kung natin true na pati false, no? But in here, the true cognates are words that share similar meaning or spelling in two or more languages. Similar siya meaning. Similar po siya spelling in two or more languages. Tagalog, sample. Tagalog, bahay. Cebuano, balay. Waray, balay, gihapon. No? Duha ka book, Cebuano, waray. Similar siya. Bigas, Tagalog. Cebuano, bugas. Cebuano, Bisaya, mao lang ginatong ginagamit po. Doon na lang mga Cebuano nga lalom na to sabton. Milalom lang sila. For your information, di ay, nganong nilalom ang pulong, tungod wala na to gigamit. That's the answer. Short answer. Okay? False cognates are pairs of words that seem to be cognates because of similar sounds and meaning, but have different etymologies. They can be within the same language or from different languages, even within the same family. Meaning, pair siya sa words. Pair siya ba? No. Words seem to be cognates siya because of similar sounds. Pareha sila sounds, pareha po sila og meaning. Pero dili lagi sila parehas kay naay context. Naay context ang false cognates. Example. Doon na tayo diri ay term nga lexicon. Familiar sa lexicon? Meaning sa lexicon is vocabulary. Vocabulary lang siya. Na siya ay area, na siya ay context, na po siya ay function, na po siya ay meaning. Ato ang vocabulary nga gamiton is operation. The word operation. Okay? Ang operation daghan kayo siya og meaning. Sa science, function niya, parts of speech, noun sila tanan, no? Operation in science, process in which a doctor cuts into someone's body in order to remove or repair damage or diseased part. Sa social science po, social, society, noun niya po siya, usually small businesses organization, social welfare, an activity of a business organization. No? So dili siya parehas. Ang word na operation, gigamit siya sa science, gigamit siya sa social science, gigamit po siya sa mathematics, which means any various mathematical or logical processes, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Meaning, same word, different meaning. Same sound, kasi same word man siya. Different meaning lang gid siya. Cognate gyapon siya because but that is false because na siya context nga sa gigamit. Na ingon na. Another vocabulary lexicon, root. Word na root. The root is used according to this reference is used 4 times. Na siya root sa science, which means the part of the plant grows, ugat, no? Minerals from the ground holds the plants in place. Napoy root sa social science, which means one or more progenitors, ancestors na to, of a group. Hatag itong gigikanan, itong root, ng kaliwat, no? Descendants. Then napoy root sa mathematics. False cognates dapon siya. Quantity is taken at times. So root squared. Square root. Diba? Then English napoy root word. So meaning, it false cognate siya. One, same lang, spelling, sound, pero different meaning siya because of different context. No? Last note of this discussion, again, the Philippines was a colony of Spain for 330 years, while the American regime was almost 48 years. Maong naingon ani ta. We are rich in our vocabulary, we are rich in our language, we have different languages, but still we understand. No, we live in different how many islands, but then again colonized by many, no? 330 years plus 43 years. So mo nitong inaanita kung ang sa ingon pa ang Pilipinas usa ka burikat, no, nga gisuyo og daghan mga laki yung paggibiyaan, mao na ni na naghan nakaayo og languages, naghan na kay languages because of this influence. So, I hope you understand the wrap up of this subject. I hope you understand this video presentation. I hope this helps you sa inyong journey sa pag-learn na nga subject. Sa pagtudlo ninyo po na may makatunan niya nga subject. I hope na mo sa safe karon nga kalagayan. Keep safe from this pandemic. And see you. See you on our next presentation. No? While doing that, please answer ani self assessment lang, no? Head, what is head sa Spanish, what is head sa Filipino, what is head sa mother tongue. Sa mother tongue mag-decide ka kung unsa imo gimiton, Bisaya, Mandaya, Waray, Cebuano, inana siya, hair for head. So inana lang. So I think that is all for today. Thank you and keep safe everyone. Mabuhay Mindanao.